Sisters of the shining moon, heaven, earth, and sea, I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild,
Christ, sing it
and
time of Mother Goddess and the Father
I don't
and
know. My
the
audio is
tree.
kind of weird. I think it's all gone now. It's one of those things. I gotta tell you, happy Friday, happy Saturday. Hello, hello, everyone. This is Paisley Wild. We're adventuring off into the spaces between, and yeah, it's just kind of we're off to a wonderful start. I love technology. We are being broadcast live on Truth Frequency Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live, and on YouTube World. And the podcast should be back up and running here soon. I hear production is kind of getting back to going. And so, no matter how you are hearing me, do make sure you stop in and say hello. And I just want to thank you for joining me here on my spiritual journey. And I hope that you will want to continue learning with me. If you do want to support the show, there's an Etsy store. It's www.etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio. And Mountain is MTN. Or you can also check us out online. It's www.thespacesbetween.live. And the Etsy store will be phased out at the end of the month, just so you know. Probably. We'll see. The call line should be open. If you call in and it doesn't work, I'm sorry. That line is 213-233-3998. Or you can always shoot me an email at wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. And so I do see we have folks joining us in the chat rooms. We've got Andre and Z and Pam E and Magnificent User. And then we've also got, I see a bunch of people over in YouTube World. There's Black Tree, hi Julia, Nace, Gentry, Lisa, Rick, Sonia. Hello, hello. So thank you for joining. I think a lot of y'all have come over from Paranormal Portals. Thank you, Don and Brent, for the shout out. I know that they get up to quite the shenanigans quite often. They seem to find all sorts of mischief, and that is for darn sure. So thank you for joining. So tonight, after last night we talked about getting in touch with your spirit guides. And one of the biggest ways to really connect with your spirit guides, or one of the biggest tools that we have on the pagan path, is meditation. And to be honest, meditation is good for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. And you will note, I'm sure, that people from all walks of life and all different traditions, paths, etc., will participate in meditation, just because it's just a really great tool to help focus yourself, and often there's some really good health benefits as well. So I figured, you know what, it's time just to devote a show to meditation, because it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's just a very big deal. Yes. So what is it? What is meditation? It's just straight up, what is it? Well, it's a practice where you train your mind to or induce a state of consciousness. You can meditate to realize some benefits such as relaxation, stress reduction, healing, or strengthening of your life force, or for developing certain qualities such as love, patience, generosity, forgiveness. And focusing on breathing, visualization, and mantras during meditation music can help bring mindfulness to the present moment. And this sets the stage to just kind of calm your mind. And meditation can be used to access your inner wisdom and insight from your own higher consciousness or from the universal powers, often referred to as God, infinite intelligence, universal consciousness, the source, your guides, your deities, etc., etc. Just whatever it is you're tapping into it, the collective unconscious. But it's also a powerful tool for accessing your own creativity and inner wisdom and developing your very own intuition and just getting more in touch with yourself. So most people, this means just close your eyes, slow down your breathing, focus on your goals by repeating a phrase without being distracted by everything else. That's the basics, but it's often there's more to it than that. So why? Well, everybody, why meditate? I mean, seriously. Well, for your own reasons, meditation can simply calm an excited mind and relax the body. On the other hand, it can foster a wider awareness and provoke just profound realizations about the world around you. And the process can also help cut out unhelpful misconceptions and encourage just a more open, compassionate relationship with yourself. Additionally, you might meditate to specifically cultivate certain positive traits. Now, experts, because a lot of studies have been done on this, do suggest there's 5 key qualities. Well, there's more than 5, but there's several qualities that can emerge through meditation. So steadfastness, clear seeing, courage, attention, and a sense of this is really no big deal. So you start being more understanding and compassionate in general. Hey, Cam. So scientists have found that meditation can improve your attention, your resilience, your compassion, and relationships. So in recent years, there's been an explosion of research into the physiological and psychological benefits of meditation. It has been shown to lower your blood pressure, reduce the release of stress, the stress hormone cortisol, which is really bad for you, actually. It lowers your heart rate, you perspire less, it slows down your respiratory rates, your anxiety decreases, less stress, you're more relaxed. Your immune system can actually be boosted. You slow the age-related atrophy of the brain even. And, just reduces that whole anxiety and depression and can improve your focus and productivity. So, I mean, that's just, that's the short list, honestly, which is a good list. Yeah. So, yes, jogging is often good for you, though, Andre. It really is. Or Andrea. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So, it's oh, yes, the runner's high. So, just in one of the chat rooms is basically saying, the meditation's better for you than jogging and marathoning, because that's why so many of them are skinny looking. They get a lot of cortisol all the time. Yep. I would love to run personally. This is not a body that has been developed for running. I can do a shuffle. But it's I don't know. I'm old enough now that I don't have that same urge to run. I'll do a good brisk walk though. That's what I can do. Now, a study says that meditation can improve both behavior and grades for school children. And it can reduce violence in prisons and help psoriasis patients with their symptoms. So things really start feeling sci-fi when you look at the neuroscience side of meditation. So in recent years, neuroscientists have been peering directly into the brains of people who are meditating, and they've found that even a short daily dose of meditation can rewire key parts of the brain having to do with self-awareness, compassion, executive function, and emotional reactivity. There's one study that found that 8 weeks of consistent meditation resulted in measurable decreases in gray matter density in the area of the brain that's associated with stress. So it's really good for you. That's only one reason why another study found that the practice of meditation can reduce the progression of both Alzheimer's and dementia. And it can actually slow the aging rate of the brain and trigger the growth of new brain cells. So yes, it's really good for you to meditate. It's good for your health physically. And now, the science on this is still in the preliminary stages, so the findings are pretty preliminary. And of course, there's some concern that, the media will grasp on, meditation is the new way to lose weight and fix everything in your life. And that's not really true. It's just that it is good for you in moderation. Some daily meditation really does have some long-term benefits to your body. And, so it's good to be motivated to meditate. And after you get that immediate benefit, of course, keep going. So, there's a couple of different types of meditation even. So I know that I've talked about it in the past, and you can meditate to just about anything. It's not really clearing your mind. It's focusing on stuff. So yeah, we'll get into it just a minute. So types of meditation. So there's the loving kindness meditation, and with this types, first, before we get into that, there are many types. It's going to suit everybody a little bit differently, honestly, because we all are just in a different place in our lives, different place in our world. We have different stresses, different circumstances around us, so not every type is going to be right for every person. So a loving kindness meditation is also known as metta meditation, and now its goal is to cultivate an attitude of love and kindness towards everything. I think it does help open the pineal gland there, Gentry. The goal, and even toward a person's enemies and sources of stress. So while breathing deeply, people who are practicing this type of meditation, the loving kindness, open their minds to receiving loving kindness. And then they also send messages of loving kindness out to the world, to specific people or to their loved ones. And in most forms of this type of meditation, the key is to repeat the message many times until the practitioner feels the attitude of loving kindness. And seriously. And it's designed to promote feelings of compassion, love for both others and oneself. And it can help those who have issues with like anger or frustration, resentment, interpersonal conflicts. So if you've got stress at work, meditation is good for you. Take a deep breath, cleansing breath, meditate just a bit at work before you have to go deal with those vexing coworkers. Now, this particular type of meditation may increase positive emotions and has been linked to reducing depression, anxiety, and PTSD. So, yes, it's good for you. Body scan or progressive relaxation. So progressive relaxation is also called a body scan meditation. And it's a type of meditation that allows people to scan their own bodies for areas of tension. And so the goal ultimately is to notice those areas that are very tense and allow it to release. So during a progressive relaxation session, practitioners will start at one end of their body, which is usually their feet, and work throughout the entire body, stopping at the crown or the top of the head. And some forms do require people to tense and then relax muscles. And often it encourages a person to visualize a wave drifting over their body to release that tension. And progressive relaxation can help promote generalized feelings of calmness and relaxation. It can help with chronic pain, and because it's slow and steadily relaxes the body, some people use this particular form to help them sleep. Which, I really need this one a little bit more. I've got some pain issues sometimes, and trying to get me to sleep is occasionally difficult. Hey, Brent and Intrigued, I see you both joined us. So mindfulness meditation is the next one. And so mindfulness is a form of meditation that urges practitioners to remain aware and present in the moment. Now, so rather dwelling on the past or the future, mindfulness encourages people to be aware of their immediate surroundings. So that's kind of often there's a lack of judgment, and so you have to really be in the moment. So rather than reflecting the annoyance of a long wait, for instance, a practitioner will simply just note that the wait's going to happen and wait without judgment. So if you're stuck in traffic, it may be a good one to try to practice when you're stuck in traffic. So mindfulness meditation is something that people can do almost anywhere. While waiting in line at the grocery store, for example, a person might calmly notice their surroundings, including sights and sounds and smells that they might experience. Or and a form of mindfulness is involved. I can't talk, sorry guys. In most kinds of meditation. Breath awareness encourages practitioners to be aware of their breathing, while progressive relaxation draws attention to areas of tension in the body. And because mindfulness is a theme common to many forms of meditation, it's been really probably studied the most. And research has found that mindfulness can reduce fixations on negative emotions, improve your focus, improve your memory, lessen impulsive emotional reactions, so that angry driving, and improve relationship satisfaction even. So some evidence suggests that mindfulness may also improve health. For example, a study of African American men with chronic kidney disease found that mindfulness meditation could actually lower their blood pressure. So again, more physical, real world benefits to meditation. Breath awareness meditation, that's one that I've probably do the most actually, is breath awareness meditation. Is a type of mindful meditation that encourages mindful breathing. So practitioners will breathe slowly and deeply, counting their breaths or otherwise focusing on their breaths. And the goal is to focus not only on breathing, but to ignore other thoughts that might enter the mind. So as a form of mindfulness meditation, breath awareness offers many of the same benefits as mindfulness, which includes reducing anxiety, improved concentration, and greater emotional flexibility. That deep cleansing breath. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. Yes, curling your toes is good for stress relief. I know it's just someone was mentioning it in one of the chat rooms. I will rotate my ankles, especially if I'm sitting at my desk for too long, and flex my feet back and forth, just to kind of change things up, especially if I've been sitting there typing for a little bit. If I wiggle my feet around a little bit, it seems to wake me up. I had a lot of intensive training this last week, and I had to do some things to keep me awake because, oh my gosh, lots of studying and reading things that are about as dry as tax law, I'm telling you. So the next one is Kundalini yoga. So yoga is a physically active form of meditation, and it blends movements with deep breathing and mantras. So people generally learn from a teacher or do a class for yoga. You can occasionally learn the poses and mantras at home if you've got a good YouTube video or DVD or something. And similar to other forms of yoga, Kundalini yoga can improve physical strength and reduce pain. It can also improve mental health by reducing anxiety and depression. And so there was a study done back in 2008 where veterans with chronic low back pain, for instance, found that yoga reduced the pain, increased their energy, and just overall, they felt better. It improved their mental health, which, that's a very good thing. A very, very good thing. Yoga is a really good practice in general. Just in general. So there's Zen meditation. So it's a form of meditation that can also be part of a Buddhist practice. And many Zen practitioners will generally study under a teacher because it does involve specific postures and steps and processes. And the goal is to find a comfortable position, focus on your breathing, and mindfully observe one's thoughts without judgment. And again, it's a form of meditation that's similar to mindfulness, but it requires more discipline and practice. So you may prefer this type if you're trying to seek both relaxation and, trying to focus on a new spiritual path or really connect with your spirit guides. Transcendental meditation. It's a spiritual form of meditation where practitioners remain seated, breathe very slowly, and the goal is to transcend or rise above the person's current state of being. So similar to trance, I suppose. And during a meditation session, practitioners will focus on a specific mantra or repeated words or series of words. And if you have a teacher with you, the teacher may determine the mantra based upon a complex set of factors, including maybe the year the practitioner was born, for instance. And just kind of trying to focus on the words. So for this particular one, personally, if I was to do this right now, it would be, I would set my intention. I would try to simplify it so it's a short statement, and whatever that intention is or whatever the goal is, that's what I would then repeat as my my mantra. So it's a kind of a more contemporary version of transcendental meditation, and I suppose technically it's not quite the same, but it does look similar. So I don't know. So you may, for instance, if you have a lot of stress when it comes to public speaking, you could sit there and say, "Hey, I'm not afraid of public speaking," as you're doing your breathing exercises, and while you're meditating. And so people who practice transcendental meditation generally report both spiritual experiences and heightened mindfulness, both. And it's. There's all these different types. In reality, though, you're just trying to focus and relax a little bit, and meditate on your thoughts, or your where you're at, or what's going on. So, I don't know. It's something that I think we need to do more of, is in general, because meditation, it helps us to reconnect with ourselves. Because we get so busy, tied up in the day-to-day life, and the intricacies and the variations of what we have to do every day. We get up, we make breakfast, we eat, we go to work, we eat, we finish out the day, we come home, we fix dinner, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's hard to find time to just sit and focus on oneself. If you're able to take a bath, for instance, often that is a good place to kind of just sit and breathe and focus. I've tried this. I have to wait until everybody's asleep because Minnie Paisley doesn't understand that mommy sometimes needs a little bit of me time. Seriously. Or the dog, or the cat. I've gotten out of the shower and there's been my daughter sitting on the toilet just because she wants to hang out and talk to me. I've got both dogs and the cat, and often the phone has rang at least once. It's like, all right, so for me, that quiet time where I can just really focus on myself seems to happen, late at night, And so it's really hard for me to meditate because then I just fall asleep. Which is good, yeah. But yeah, it's just not as good. I often lose kind of touch with myself. Then when I fall asleep, I feel like I've lost something. So if you can do your meditation when you first wake up in the morning, that might be best. Or at lunchtime, or if you're driving and you're stuck in traffic, that might be a time. Or if you're carpooling and you're not driving, somebody else is, that may be a good time. Yeah, it's hard to say. There's different times when different types of meditation is good for you. I know that in the past when I've had a difficult coworker, a couple of deep cleansing breaths, I never really pictured it as meditation. It was just a couple of deep cleansing breaths, but in reality, that's really what it was, the focused breathing type of meditation. So, anyways, we are already at the break. So, I don't know if anybody's tried to call in. I'm pretty sure the line is not working. I'm not sure what's up. I've had some problems with it here lately. So if you want to share any ideas or thoughts or comments, whatever, by all means, shoot me an email. It's wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. I also have the website, the spacesbetween.live. And yeah, it's all good. We'll see you in just a bit after we pay the bills.
heaven, earth, and sea. I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me. The songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are adventuring off into the spaces between. Thank you for joining me here. Just a quick check. It looks like Andrea and Pam are in TFR, and see Sonia and Nase are chatting away in YouTube World. And thank you for joining. I think Cam's been in there too. And Rick and Gentry. So hello. And no matter how you're listening or when you do, if you pick this up later, make sure you stop and say hello or hit the like and subscribe button if you're in YouTube World. I really appreciate the feedback and the commentary I get from y'all. It's super awesome. So thank you. If you wanted to support the show, the website is thespacesbetween.live, or the Etsy page is www.etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio. Mountain is MTN. Or on if you're on YouTube, there is a donate through PayPal kind of a thing. Also on kind of the header bar there on the main page. So thank you for joining. We are talking about meditation. So we got a couple different ways to do it, get different types and some healthy results. So how long does it take to work to when we're meditating? Well, it kind of varies a little bit. So different disciplines encourage a focus on heightened awareness, slower breathing, and increased acceptance. So meditation is not really a results-focused undertaking. Indeed, actually fixating on the results can provoke an anxiety that will actually undermine the benefit of the meditations. So most research, though, shows that meditation can work very quickly. And so studies actually show most practitioners for weeks or months rather than years. And many practitioners report an immediate improvement following a meditation session. Now, during meditation, it's very common to feel less stressed, more accepting, and at greater peace. And over time and with practice, these sensations may continue outside of your meditation sessions. So, how often do we meditate? Well, that kind of varies too. So choosing to meditate at the same time each day might help make meditating become a daily habit. And there's really no right or wrong answer to this particular question. So one argument is that any meditation is better than no meditation. So if you're only able to meditate once a week, it really shouldn't be a barrier to you trying. Do it once a week. A person can consider starting out with a few sessions per week and work up to, one session per day. Or meditating around the same time each day can make meditation just a habit that's very easy to incorporate into your daily life. And so, some tips. Well, if you're new to meditation, it may help to, enroll in a class or a group that does a group meditation, or there's lots of videos and such online. Oh my gosh. Googling to do a search on meditation, there's so much information out there. Whew. Just weed through it, find out what's going to work best for you. Meditation is very process oriented, and it focuses on the moment, not on the results, so don't stress about the results. And enjoying the moment really is a big key to being successful at meditation. Now, Don't judge whether a session specifically is good or bad, right or wrong. Just stay in the moment. It does take some time to master in reality. And, if if you get too focused on, the results or the process, or the results, I should say, excuse me, you may get more frustrated and angry and have more anxiety and such when you're trying to meditate. So don't hang on to that. Just let it go. So remaining present and in the current moment can be challenging, as can focusing on a single mantra even, without getting distracted. So whatever your reaction, keep it up, keep trying. The key is to accept thoughts that appear when you're meditating without judgment or anger. And don't be afraid to embrace a teacher if you have one available. And something I mention often, journal. So after you have a meditation session, don't be afraid to write down your thoughts. What did you experience? Don joined the chat room. Yeah, do not kill the coworker. You are funny, but yes. Journal what you experienced or how you feel afterwards, or did you see anything, or did you get a message? Because occasionally our spirit guides will speak to us during meditation. It's a good time to just keep track of those thoughts and write them down. So basics of how to meditate. Seriously, if you can breathe, you can meditate. It's just that doggone easy. So on that, breath meditation being just the most straightforward and easiest one to probably try to do. Just real basic instructions. You just find a quiet place where you can do your meditation practice, and when starting out, try to just allot about 5 minutes. I mean, if you're at work and you have a stressful place at work, hide in the bathroom. I don't know. Just find a place that's kind of quiet. Sit cross-legged on a meditation cushion or a straight back chair with your feet flat on the floor, but without leaning against the back of the chair. And find a good posture. Place your hands, palms down on your thighs, and sit in an upright posture with a straight back. So you're relaxed but yet dignified. Basically, you're trying to anchor your spine to the earth when you're doing this. Now keep your eyes open and let your gaze rest comfortably as you look, slightly downward about 6 feet in front of you. You're just relaxing. Take a deep breath and relax. And notice and follow your breath. Pay attention on your exhale. And while you're remaining aware of your environment, of course, just breathe in and breathe out. And with each breath, as air goes through your mouth and nostrils and dissolves in the space around you, just breathe in and out. And then at the end of each exhale, just rest until the next inhale naturally begins. And for more focused meditation, you can follow both the inhale and the exhale. Now, Andrea in chat has mentioned that she may be a little too ADD to do to meditate because her brain buzzes too much. I get it. My brain does the same thing if I try to focus on it. Seriously. It's a big deal. So, note those thoughts and feelings that arise. And when you notice a thought, a feeling, or a perception that has taken you away from, the breathing and the just kind of paying attention to it, just okay, I'm thinking, and then follow the next breath. Don't judge yourself. Just note it and let your breathing continue with that kind of upright, semi-relaxed posture. Now, you're not going to magically clear your mind, because there really isn't. Your mind's going to go wild anyways. And, whether your eyes are open or closed, it kind of varies. In this one, we're focusing on our breaths and the world and our environment, trying to be in the present gently. So keep your eyes open. Not focused necessarily, kind of unfocused and relaxed, but there. Um, and anytime you get distracted, just take another breath and follow the breath again. And then have a timer, have it beep at you after 5 minutes. And, after 5 minutes, just consider it you're done. Just don't give up that calm feeling, the sense of mindfulness or openness that you may have experienced, and try to keep those feelings present throughout the rest of your day. Now, you're not going to become an expert overnight, seriously. It's not going to happen. And so some other tips just try one or two or whatever you feel you might need at any point. If you can't do 5 minutes, sit for 2 minutes. And if you can only do 2 minutes a week, that's good. Absolutely. So if you can just sit for 2 minutes, meditate for 2 minutes is perfect. For a day or a week or whatever, if it goes well, add another minute. And if it keeps going well, increase another minute. And before you know it, you'll be doing 10 minutes a day in the second month. But, sometimes we have to actually start small, and that's okay. First thing in the morning. It's often easy to say I'll meditate every day, but the moment we get up and get going, we forget to do it. So maybe do it every morning when you first get up. Or put a note somewhere that says meditate, or write it on your bathroom mirror or something, a sticky note on the coffee pot. Meditate while the coffee's brewing. I like it. Just, try to set some time every day to do it. And don't get caught up in the how of it. I mean, seriously, it's more important to focus on the do of meditation. And most people really do worry about how to sit or where to sit, what cushion to use, not cushion, eyes open, eyes closed. And, all of those are just extra details. It's more important to actually just start. Start by sitting on the chair, on a couch, on your bed, or if you're comfortable sitting on the ground. Yes, Sonia, the coffee mantra. I need the coffee. I need the coffee. I need the coffee. So, start small, just a couple minutes. Absolutely, Andrea. Start small. Just like learning a new routine, a dance routine. You have to learn the steps one at a time. You can't just jump into it and assume you're gonna be, Fred Astaire. You have to start little steps. Just if you're comfortable sitting on the ground. You just sit cross-legged on the ground. Just sit for a couple moments, and then as you get more accustomed to it, you'll just find yourself sitting somewhere comfortable and being more focused in it. So check in with how you're feeling. So when you first settle into your meditation sessions, check on yourself. How do you feel? Pay attention, to your body. How does your body feel? Where is your mind at? Are you stressed because you got a lot going on? Are you tired? Are you anxious? Whatever it is you're bringing to the meditation session is very okay. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're doing it. We're just taking our time and being in the moment. Count your breaths. If you're sitting there and you want to try the breath focused type of meditation, count your breaths instead of doing a mantra. In 1, out 2, in 3, out 4, whatever it is. And just pay attention to your breath as it comes in and follow it through your nose all the way down to your lungs. And then, again, as you all breathe out. So in is 1, out is 2. You keep doing that until you get to 10. So just take your time. And your mind is going to wander. Just come back. I mean, it's almost a certainty that your mind is going to wander off squirrel shiny. Oh, I forgot to, do this thing or that thing. It's It's legit. Your mind is just going to be out there. And there's no problem with that. So if you notice your mind wandering, smile at yourself because it's normal for your mind to wander. And then just return to your breathing. Count one again and start over. You might get frustrated. That's okay. It's okay to not be focused. Just go back to your breathing, and you'll eventually get the hang of it as it becomes more of a habit, and develop a loving attitude. I mean, you'll notice thoughts and feelings arise during meditation, and look at them with a friendly attitude. See those thoughts and feelings as friends rather than intruders or enemies. It's just something that needs to come up and you need to think about. It's a part of you. It's not the entirety of you. It's just a part of you. And don't judge yourself for it. And don't worry that you're doing it too much or you're doing it wrong. Seriously, you're not doing it wrong. You're just meditating. You're new at this. It's okay. And there's really no perfect, absolute 100 way. You only can do it this way. Meditate the way you need to do it, whether that's looking, at a candle flame, listening to music, cuddling with a cat. I know that the sensation of a cat purring on your lap, actually that purr is very healing also. They're showing studies of that. So, yes, just let it go. Don't worry about clearing your mind. So generally people think that meditation is all about clearing your mind, stopping all thoughts, and it really isn't. It can happen, but that's not the goal of meditation. Thoughts are normal. Our brains are thought factories and we just can't turn them off, which is why often we have a hard time sleeping. Instead, try to just focus your attention on your mantra or whatever it is you're trying to focus on, and keep practicing with that. It's like, oh, I'm thinking mantra, mantra, mantra. Squirrel, shiny coffee. Oh, mantra, mantra, mantra. So, just come back to it. It's okay. Holding your inhales and your exhales, yes, can help focus you too. Stay with whatever thoughts are arriving. I mean, seriously, or arise. So when thoughts or feelings arise, and they will, you stay with them a while. Focus on them. If you've been doing this for a while and you keep getting the same thoughts over and over again, think about the thought and the feelings that are associated with that particular thought, or what is it? Kind of, think about it a little bit, and maybe that's your spirit guides trying to get a thought to you, or communicate with you. So think about what it is and explore it just a little bit within your mind. Get to know yourself. Meditation isn't just about focusing your attention. It's also kind of getting to learn how your mind works. What's going on inside there? It can be murky. It can be random. It can be crazy. It can be wandering all over the place. It's fine. You can get frustrated and you can have difficult feelings, and that's okay. We often get so wrapped up in our technology and what this person's doing and that person's doing in our family and work and blah, that we often forget to stop and think about ourselves and what we need. Seriously. That, some alone time with yourself is a good way to, get in touch with yourself. Seriously. And just become friends with yourself. I mean, you spend all your time with you. You should really learn how to like you. And don't be afraid to love yourself. Doing a body scan is often a really good thing, especially as you get better at following your breath. Focus on your body one little bit at a time. The soles of your feet, for instance. How do they feel? Wiggle your toes, the tops of your feet, your ankles, all the way up to the top of your head. What's going on? Notice lights or sounds or energy. After you've been doing meditation for a while, it may be good to focus on the lights around you, or the play of light, from the sunlight passing through the trees, for instance, or something like that. Just focus on it. Notice that energy and that thought pattern. And just commit to yourself. Say, sure, I'll try this for a couple days. No, seriously, lock into it. Do it for a month. I mean, commit to doing it. And you can meditate anywhere. Like I mentioned, if you're traveling, you can meditate in your office. You can meditate in the park during your commute. You're going for a walk. The sitting meditation is often the best way to start. But if you're practicing meditation, it's just a good way to pick up that mindfulness, which is good for you for your life. Guided meditation. There's all sorts of guided meditation, in YouTube world. Oh my, lots and lots and lots of it. Check in with your friends. When you're, maybe if you don't want to meditate alone, meditate with a friend or a child or your spouse. Sometimes it's easier to do things with someone else and meditate with a friend. Or a group of friends, meditate with a community, whether it's a Zen or Tibetan or just a group of like-minded folks that want to just meditate. It's okay. Or an online group even. I don't know, just give yourself a chance to meditate on those thoughts. And smile when you're done. When you're finished with your 2-minute quickie session, be grateful that you had this time for yourself, that you stuck to your commitment to meditate, that you showed yourself that you are trustworthy, you can trust yourself with yourself. Get to know yourself. And, those 2 minutes are good for you. And remember, it's kind of like the gym. That we all know the benefits of working out and getting exercise and stuff, but it does take some dedication and some commitment to actually build it, incorporate it into your life. So, remember, you can meditate anywhere. Don't get fixated on finding the perfect place to meditate. Don't be obsessive about meditating at a particular time of day all the time. If you have a regular time slot, that's great. Just remember to meditate. And give yourself a break. I mean, seriously, I know that some types of people just nope, I'm going to commit to meditating. That's all I'm going to do. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock every morning. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay. If you miss a day, you fell off the wagon, it's okay. Just start over. But don't obsess about that particular time. And, just probably the most powerful method for sustaining any meditation practice is to know and recognize the benefits that are showing up in your life. Are you less likely to be grouchy at your family or your coworkers? Are you less likely to overeat? Do you feel more energized? Do you sleep well? Just whatever it is that you're going to need, just to help you meditate, seriously. And don't make the mistake of expecting just some sort of instant transformation. It's kind of like those erectile dysfunction ads, seriously. If you experience a state of cosmic bliss or boundless compassion that lasts for more than 4 hours, call your physician, seriously. It's not going to be instant. There's going to be a transition, and you're going to have to build up to those feelings, which is why journaling is such a great thing, is because you can write down how you are feeling after each session, and then you can go back through your journal from like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Oh, really? I was in that place in my mind. Oh my gosh, I've grown so much since then. Or wow, I had all of that stuff built up that I've let go of. That is just awesome. Or, you know what? I thought about this one thing and I just ignored it, but it's coming back up again. Maybe I should focus on that. And it's a real thing. Meditation is just straight up good for you. It'll help you connect with yourself. It'll help you connect with your spirit guides. I'm pagan, and it helps me to connect on my path in the deities that I work with. If I'm doing any kind of ritual type work, meditation beforehand really helps me focus my intent. And that intention is just very, very, very important. So, on that note, holy cow, it's been an hour already. Can you believe that? So send me an email. It's wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY at gmail.com. The website is www.thespacesbetween.live. And Naysay, yeah, I'm working on something there. And I don't know if I could talk for more than 1 hour. So, but thank you all for joining me tonight. I understand Duke is on next, so check him out on TFR. And then, let's see. I understand Brent and Don on Paranormal Portal are talking about doing some sort of insanity for Halloween.
What?
And
No way.
so I was going to talk about the wild hunts here next weekend, but maybe I'll save it and call in and talk to Don and Brent, or maybe I'll do both. So
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think the wild hunt is something that we definitely need to talk about. So anyways, I hope you all have just a lovely Saturday night. Thank you for joining me here on the Spaces Between, and I hope you have a great Saturday. And check it out, see what's going on with Duke. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again.
Sun